In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create the assembly mock-up image here that we use in our product photos. So you can see this one's already created with the soccer star design. So I'm going to go actually back to our mock-up that we made earlier, and I'm going to grab the basketball champ design and I'm going to copy that group and paste it here. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is undo the multiply. I'm going to delete the mask layer. We don't need that anymore. And then I don't want the shadow effects at all on this project. So what I'm going to do is click on one of the layers, or really anything that does not have any effects on it, and just click copy, highlight those 4 layers and click Control Command V, and it pastes the effects from the layer you just copied, which is none, which is what we want. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is resize this group to be the correct size. So I'm going to go double click and find the dimensions of this layer here, which is 450 pixels. So that's relatively easy. So 450. Make sure the pixel aspect ratio is locked, and tab, there you go. It's the correct size. The next thing we want to do is lay it out in this stacked order here. So in order to do that, I am going to double click on this layer, or on this group, so that I can then select the individual layers. So this part you can do manually, but I am going to show you a trick. So I'm going to first put this script text layer to match with where that soccer one is. And then for the rest of them, I'm just going to roughly place them, you know, in this diagonal line here, but I'm not going to be perfect about it. This one, and then this is really important. So layer 1 is the layer that has the photo on it. That we actually want that to be a group so it moves together. So all I'm going to do is select those 2 layers, group them together, and then so it moves together. And that's the top layer. So we're going to put that up here. Okay. And then, so there's like sort of a line. You could do this manually, but I'm going to show you a trick. So now I'm going to highlight inside the group all 5 of those layers. It's not going to work if you highlight the group. You have to highlight the individual layers here. I'm going to go up to the top to this alignment panel here. I think you can also get there probably under arrange. Yeah, so alignment options are right here. But what we're going to do is click on this, and over here on the right side, there's an option that says space horizontally. So I'm going to click that, and then I want to space vertically. And you can see that it lined everything up perfectly how I want it. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, or maybe we should have done this first, is actually move that entire group underneath the diagram symbols, because we want those on top. I am going to hide the soccer design that we just did so it doesn't conflict. And then the last thing that we need to do is this white layer, see right here, because it's white, you can't see it really. So we want to add a stroke to that layer. So I'm just going to highlight that one layer. I'm going to go up here and we're going to make the stroke be 0.2 points. and make sure that it's black. I already have that set here, and that just allows you to see the outline of that layer. And that's it, you're all done. So then you're gonna go ahead and export this design. So I've set up a shortcut, Command Option Shift S. Or again, you can go up to File, Export, although I would recommend setting up a shortcut if you don't already have one set, because you're going to use that a lot. Make sure that you are saving it as a JPEG. The dimensions are 1500 by 1500 pixels. The quality is 98. That just cuts down on the file size, but keeps it pretty high quality. And then you would export. So now we're going to save these into a folder called Shopify Assembly. You know what? Actually, scratch that. We are going to save this in the same folder that that you saved the main images in, but we are going to call it, so we're going to name it Basketball Champ, and that way it will stay organized in the folder. And then we're going to do assembly. Let's just do that. Basketball Champ Assembly. So the name of the design and then assembly. And then save. Okay. And then the only thing that you need to be aware of is when you are here, let's go back to our mockups. When you are using like a design that does not have the customizable text, okay, like this one, again, we're getting rid of the multiply. I'm going to move that under the diagrams. I am going to change the size to 450 pixels. I'm going to just move it down here. I am deleting the masking layer. I am copying and pasting a layer with no effects on it, so the effects disappear. I'm going to group the photo to the bottom layer, so Command G to group those together. And now I have my 5 layers. So when you do these designs, I'm going to put this one, if you hold this over and just kind of keep the mouse button clicked down, it should snap to that layer. Okay, 2, I'm just gonna move up here a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Select all 5 layers, go in here and do the align, space horizontally, space vertically, add the stroke to the champs layer, 0.2 points. We are going to then hide the design that we were just working on. But for these designs that don't have customizable text, you just want to hide this layer here, add text to layer 4, because we don't need it for that design. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and export this one just like we did, same settings. Export, and this is Basketball Champs Assembly. Okay, and that's it. And then just make sure that you are saving your file in between each one. You can continue working in this same file. You don't need to create more files. Just save everything here. And that's it. Thanks.